Stephen F. Austin was a peacemaker. After the violence and posturing of the past few months, he worked to lower the tensions in Texas. He traveled to Bear and visited with Ramon Musquiz. He went to Victoria. He made known among the relatives of the aging Martin de Leon that all Tejanos, whether born in Mexico, the United States, or some other country, were all one people with a federalist political philosophy in common. Yet, as was often true with affairs in Texas, there were complications. The government of Mexico remained unsettled. The government in Coahuila, Tejas was also a mess. The governor had died. His replacement was a centralist. There was an attempt to move the capital to Monclova, closer to Tejas, but there was resistance. In this atmosphere, Musquiz cautioned Austin and anyone that would listen that any agitation by the American colonists would be risky. They should avoid the very appearance of disloyalty to Mexico. Of course, the Texans did not listen. On April 1st, 1833, American Tejanos held a second gathering in San Felipe. At the same time, the great champion of federalism, Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, took power in Mexico City. The timing of the San Felipe gathering seemed fortuitous. At last, there was a Mexican leader who would listen. This second Texas convention seemed better organized. There were also new names on the roster.
Starring Sam Houston.
Sam Houston attended from Nacogdoches.
And introducing Jim Bowie.
Jim Bowie came from Bear. Still, Mexican Tejanos stayed home. The discussion covered much of the same ground as the convention the year before. The delegates wanted whoever was in charge in Mexico City when the dust settled to repeal the anti-immigration parts of the law of April 6, 1830. These American colonists wanted schools established, better defense from Indians, a better postal system, and some changes to the law courts in Texas. They wanted tax relief. They also wanted the trafficking of enslaved people from Africa directly to Texas to be made illegal. They also advocated for a split with Coahuila and for Texas to become a separate state within Mexico. This time, they took a step further. Houston drafted a constitution for the new state, if Federalists in Mexico City found this proposal acceptable. It was an interesting mix of the 1780 Massachusetts Constitution as well as Spanish and Mexican law. It also had an impressive Bill of Rights. For those attending the meeting, these proposals seemed reasonable. The delegates chose Austin to take it directly to Mexico City, once again bypassing Musquiz, and to lay it before the friend of federalism, Santa Anna, or his vice president, Valentin Gomez Farias, another staunch supporter. Austin stopped in Bear on his way to Mexico City. Musquiz could not be reached. Austin hoped to convince Erasmo Seguin to come along with him to show solidarity. The old man begged off. Other Bejareños believed Austin's errand to Mexico City was foolish. With the recent turmoil, civil war, and bloodshed, separate statehood would be seen as disloyal to Mexico, maybe even treasonous. Austin was more hopeful. Weren't Santa Anna and Gomez Farias reasonable men and Federalists? Austin rode ahead boldly to Mexico City to take his chances.